How's everybody doing today? And we are back in with the final part to this unboxing and first impressions with the Xiaomi Mi Band 4. Okay? So, I decided to do this one a little bit differently. Now, in the first part of this video, you guys saw a quick unboxing and a quick walkthrough of the relevant parts of the user manual, and then I decided I wanted to use it for 24 hours before I came back and gave y'all my first impressions. So I charged it up and I've synced it up and set it up, and I've been using it for a little bit over 24 hours, and here are my thoughts on it. Now, also in this part of the video, I'm going to walk y'all through step by step the setup process. I'm not going to show y'all everything on the initial setup process, but I'm going to walk y'all through how to set it up step by step. We're going to look at how to configure and set up the companion app, and we're going to look at the overall user interface on the watch itself. Okay, so by the end of this unboxing and first impressions video, y'all should know how to set everything up the way you want it and how to make sure everything is working perfectly together. All right, but before we get into that, let me give y'all my overall thoughts with this smart band after 24 hours. All right, so when I got it out of the box, it came dead. Now, when you're first setting it up, it comes completely powered off, and the only way you could turn it on and put it into pairing mode is by connecting it to its charging cradle and then plugging that in to a USB port. Now, I'm kind of upset because of how short this USB cable is. I actually ended up connecting it to a USB port on my PC stick in order to charge it. So I haven't quite figured out how to get it connected up to my power bricks in a way that's convenient. So I kind of think that's kind of inconvenient to have to use a port on my PC to charge it. I would prefer to have a long enough cable to plug it into a power brick, but hopefully I could figure something out. But in order to power it on and put it into pairing mode, you just take the main part out of the band and line up the magnetic pins, and it will start charging once you plug it into a USB port. After that, it will automatically power on, and you'll get a little green icon that basically says it's ready to pair. Now, if you look through the user manual that came with the band, you're going to see a QR code in there that once you scan it, it's going to take you to the companion app, and that's how you're going to complete the configuration and setup process. Just to take y'all through that initial setup portion. But getting a little bit ahead of myself, after 24 hours, how is the band doing? Well, I would have to say after 24 hours, it's doing pretty good. I do like the overall fit and feel. I like the overall band. And most importantly, I like the clasping mechanism that they decided to go with. So I really like that. And I also like the feature set that's on the band itself. So really good stuff here. Okay, not bad. So the overall comfort, the overall fit and feel on this is top notch. And in terms of the battery life, real quick, I just want to show y'all. So it's been 24 hours and y'all can see it's at 92%. Now I did give it a full charge, okay? And the charge took about 3 to 3.5 hours. But then I started using it, setting it up, getting things the way I wanted. And it's been over 24 hours and it's only dropped about 8%. Yeah, it was at 92. What was that? 8% there? Yeah, 92. So after 24 hours of usage, it only dropped 8%. I have to say that's pretty good. And I'm particularly interested to see if it lives up to the manufacturer's claims of 20 days on a single charge. All right? But first impressions of this bad boy are really good. Okay? So good stuff there. Now let's go ahead and walk through the companion app and the rest of the setup process. Then we're going to take a look at the software on the band itself, and then we're going to bring this video to a close. So as I said, during initial setup here, you're going to use the barcode scanner, and it's going to want you to download this app right here. As you can see, the Mi Fit app. Alright, and then once you launch the app, it's going to ask you to set it up granted the necessary permissions, and it's going to ask you if you want to set up a Xiaomi account. Now you can set this up without an account, but I do recommend that you set up an account just to make everything easier and unlock all the features of the band. Alright, so once you went ahead and set up your account, it's going to take you to this page right here, where it's going to ask you to sync up the band. Alright, inside here, you're going to choose what you have. So you could use bands, you could use watches, you could use scales, you could even use shoes. I was surprised to see smart shoes on this list. But once you do that, you tap on what you want, you grant it the necessary permissions. It's going to walk you through how to set it up. Okay, it's going to tell you where to go to get to the settings. Now, when you're setting it up, you're going to need to turn on Bluetooth, and you're going to need to turn on location. Okay, and you're going to need to grant it the necessary permissions for activating the location. Okay, so you do that. Then you go back in here and you tap it again. Now, it's going to start scanning. And once it picks up the band, it's going to finish the rest of the initial setup. Now, I've already done that, but I wanted y'all to see what it's going to look like. So this will scan. You'll get a little pop-up on the band asking you to confirm the pairing process, and then it'll go ahead and finish the rest of the setup over here. Okay? So I just wanted to show y'all that real quick. Let's get out of this. Alright? And then once that's done, it's going to take you to this next portion right here, where now you can configure a few things on the band itself, and you can also see the battery percentage up here in the top. Alright, now you can also change the name of your device as you would like. Now for me, I just left it as the Mi Smart Band 4, but you can customize that to your likings and then save it, and then you'll see that name up at the top here. Okay, after you do that, you can go in and you can download and sync custom watch faces or band faces. And they do have a nice selection here, as you can see. And you can also add custom watch faces or band faces. Okay. And you can see everything you've downloaded and customized here in the My Band display section. So that's pretty cool there. Alright. Then after you do that, you can set up the smart lock. So if you have the smart lock enabled, as long as the band is connected to your device, you can automatically unlock your device. And when you take off the band or you disconnect it from the connection with your device, then you have to authenticate using traditional methods. So the fingerprint, the face unlock, the pattern to pin, the password, whatever your device supports. Okay, so really good stuff there. Okay. And then once that's set up, it makes it extremely easy to use. So let me just show y'all, I do indeed have that set up. So y'all can see right here, if I turn it on, y'all see that lock. That allows me to just swipe up to unlock my device. So good stuff there. Then once that's set up, you can set up your incoming phone calls, alerts, and notifications, and how the band behaves. Now, the band itself does not have any dedicated microphones on it. So this is primarily used for alerts and notifications. All the heavy lifting is going to be done by your device. So that's one thing I want y'all to keep in mind. And you can configure the alerts for the phone calls, text messages, and independent apps. And you can also configure ringtones for those apps as well. And you can configure the delay between when your phone and the band communicate. Okay. So the first one is phone calls. The next one is calendar events. So you can add calendar events. You can sync the calendar from your calendar and have your events. You can do alarms. You can make alarms and have it so the band reminds you. Now it reminds you by transmitting a tone and also by vibration. Okay, so you could do that as well. And then we can set up alerts for our independent apps here. Okay. So once you set this up, you can go in and set up the notification alerts for all of the apps that you have on your device. Now, I've set it up for just the ones that I like to use on a regular basis, but you can literally set it up for all of the apps on your device as you see fit. Okay? Alright. So once you do that, you can set up your idle alerts. so it will annoy you if it feels you've been sitting still too long. I always turn that off. I don't really need my smart devices or my bands to remind me when to get active. I know when it's time to put some work in. So I always turn the idle alerts off. But if you feel like you need that motivation to get active, you turn that on and you do your thing. Alright? Other than that, we hit more and we get some more notifications here. So you can set up your goal notifications. So when you've hit specific weight goals, which you can customize in the app, I'm going to show y'all that in a second. And when you've hit certain step goals for the day, you can also customize that as well, and you'll get goal notifications. So, you know, just a little bit of gratification when you've hit your designated goals. Okay? Make you feel like you've accomplished some things. It's always good to have that little bit of gratification. Alright? So that's that. And then down here, we can configure a few things. So the Find My Band, which is also cool. You can also do Find My Device as well. Discoverability, so controlling whether or not your band can be seen by other Bluetooth devices, alright, for connectivity purposes. Heart rate, active sharing and monitoring. Now I have this turned on because I have it syncing my heart rate regularly. I have it on 30-minute intervals, syncing the heart rate. Okay. You can also designate which wrist you have the band on. Now I'm right-handed, but I like putting my smart watches, smart bands on my left wrist. I feel it's more convenient and easier to use. So I have it set up to be on my left wrist. But you set it up as you see fit there. Okay. Then we have night mode, which kind of dims the brightness on the display. Now you can customize the brightness on the display of the band. I'm going to show y'all where to do that in a second. But we do have night mode to dim it and save power. And you can schedule when night mode gets turned off and on. Alright. And then just below that, we got the Find My Phone ringtone. And you can also set up a ringtone for when your device rings or when you get an incoming notification or phone call. You can see the background running apps. Okay, we got the display notification layout for your home screen there, and you can move this around as you see fit. So you just press and hold and you slide it around, and you can set it up to the most relevant thing for you. And then you let it go, and then it's set to that orientation. You hit save and it's set up just like that. So we're going to discard that because I had it already set up. Alright, then we got the weather notifications. Now you set this up by inputting your location, and it pulls down the weather for your location. We got the labs. Okay, so if you want to get more accurate detections or things of that nature, and it sets you up with the fastening tips, you turn on the labs and you lock the band. Okay, that's that. We got the pairing restrictions. I don't really know what that is, so I left that turned off. You can get more information about the Mi Band 4, and then we could scan for software updates and unpair the band if you want to sync it up to a different device. Okay? Alright, so once that's done, once you went through the initial setup and you got everything set up the way you want, you can go in here and you can set up your active goals for the day, and you can set up your weight goals. Alright, and then once that's done, you can set up your friends tab, which is down here. So if you want to, you know, just add a little bit of extra incentive, or if you want to compare your workouts to your friends so y'all can motivate each other to stay fit, you can share your QR codes between your friends, and then, you know, y'all can just motivate each other to stay active and fit. Good stuff there. Alright, so you can set that up from here, or you can set that up from here, however you want to do that. You just go in, they both take you to the same place, and you decide how you want to use that. Okay, you can also customize the behavior for the band itself. So when it detects you're doing certain activities, you can set up how it behaves. Alright, you can add different accounts so it can get different fitness data. So if we go in here, you can see I've already added my Google Fit account, so it's pulling data from my Google Fit settings as well. You can submit your feedback. We got smart analysis, so it detects your sleep and your body type and habits using the sensors and the configurations and the communication between the app and the band. It will give you all that information there. Alright, so you can set that up. Then you can also go into the settings and configure more stuff. So the metrics that you use, so whether you use the regular system that we use over here in the US, or whether you use the metric system, you can set it up there. You can set up whether you have the notification shade notification, so you can see I could turn that on. And then we got this notification down here letting me know that the band is connected. Now I just leave that turned off. I don't like too many things in my notification shade aside from what I like to see in here regularly and all of my YouTube notifications that I get. So you could turn that off and on as you see fit, and we could also check for updates from here as well. Alright, good. Alright, and then after that, that pretty much does it for the main portion of the band here. Okay, then if we go to the home screen, after you set up all that other stuff, you can see this area is populated. So as I said, I have it set up to track my sleep, track my heart rate, and track my body weight. You can also set it up to track your body fat percentage data, but I haven't put that in. You can also do other different tests like balancing tests to check your balance and your hand-eye coordination, but I haven't set that up either. Trust me, my balance is pretty bad. I don't really need a test to tell me that. And you can also track your independent workouts. Alright, so good stuff there. So all in all, I have to say that pretty much takes y'all through a general walkthrough of how to set up the watch, how to sync it up with your device, and that takes y'all through a general overview of the companion app itself. And another thing I want to mention is that when you come out of the app and you go into it, it automatically syncs up the data from the band. So you can see it says syncing data, and then it synced up the relevant data from the band to the app. So if at any time you want to see the relevant information from the app coming from the band, all you have to do is close the app and reopen it, and it will sync up the data. So good stuff there. So that essentially takes you through everything you really need to know about the companion app and how to set up the band and sync it with your device. Now let's go ahead and go through the band interface, and then we'll wrap this video up. Okay, so let me put my phone off to the side here. We're done with this. Now, talking about the band interface, down here we have a home button, touch sensitive area, and then this is a touch sensitive band. So you can swipe up and down to navigate through the band here, as you can see. And you can see all the different options that we have. So we have our main band here. Then if we swipe up or down, we have a more section where we can configure our do not disturb, our alarms, our music controls. We have a stopwatch, we have a timer, we got the find my device. You can silence your notifications. You can configure your watch band faces from here. So if I tap on this, we can change all of our watch band faces here just by swiping through. We can even set up our custom watch band faces here as well. You just find one that you want, and then you tap on it to set it. You get a little vibration, let you know that it's set, and you're good to go. Okay, now I left it on the stock band face because I actually like this one. It gives me the time, the date, the battery percentage, and my steps. That's pretty good, but y'all can change that as you see fit. And as we dive through, we also have, if we go into settings here, we can control our brightness. So you can see if I crank this all the way up, it gets super bright. It's kind of messing with the exposure on my camera, and it also gets super dim as well. I like to leave mine set at 3. I feel like that's a really good brightness, and that's really easy to see outdoors as well. Now if you want to navigate back, all you have to do is touch that touch sensitive area one time to go back. Okay, so you keep tapping it to go back, or you long press it to go home. Alright, then you can see we got our lock screen. So you can set this up to where when you disconnect or you take off the band, there's a code that you have to put in to unlock the band. So you can set that up as you see fit. Now I have that turned off. That's not really something I'm going to use, but it's there. Then we have the screen timeout. So you can see it can go as low as 6 seconds, and it can go as high as 10 seconds. And I have it set to the max right there, so it's set to 10 seconds. So y'all can see that. Alright. And then we can reboot the band. So if you're running into any issues, you reboot it. That might help you solve an issue. We could factory reset the band. We got the regulatory information, and then we got the about band information right there, including the Bluetooth address and the firmware version right there. Okay, so that's all that. So if we back up here, then you can see we already went through all of this. Okay, all right, but then we have our workouts. So we got outdoor running on the treadmill, cycling, walking, freestyle, and swimming. And this can be used in the pool because it does have 5 atmosphere resistance. So this is fully submergible up to 50 meters or 165 feet. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So you can take this in the pool, you can take this in the shower, and it should work no problem. Now, the manufacturer always says you don't want to take it in the shower with you because a lot of soaps and things that we use on our skin are bad for the waterproofness of the band itself. So although you can take it in the shower with you and you can take it in the pool, they don't recommend that you do that because it does degrade the waterproofing over time. So that's one thing that I wanted to point out. Then we got our status here. So again, we could see an in-depth breakdown of our steps, the distance traveled, the calories burned, and we got a count of our idle alerts, which I have turned off. Okay, so that's that. And then if we go here, we got our notifications. All right, so you can see I have all of my notifications set up. So weather alerts, text messages, phone calls, Facebook, YouTube Studio, all the relevant notifications are coming through. Now, if I want to clear this, all right, I just swipe down all the way, and you can see it says clear alert. I hit this, and then I clear the alert, and then it will repopulate. So that's how you would clear your notifications. If you don't see an alert right away, and you know you got an alert, you can go in there to see your notifications as well. All right, and that pretty much does it, y'all, for the overall interface. And then we got our weather here, so you can see your daily weather right there. And then we got our weekly breakdown as we swipe through, so you get about 5 days of weather notifications. We got the heart rate. Now, I have mine set up to scan every 30 minutes, but if you want to check your heart rate after a particular activity, you just adjust it on your wrist, and then you relax, and it'll take a few seconds and scan your heart rate. So let's see what we get real quick. Alright, we're not going to do that. It's going to take a little bit of time because I'm actually kind of hyped up behind the camera here. But essentially, you just relax, give it a few seconds, and it will check your heart rate. Okay? And that pretty much does it, y'all. So that goes over how you would navigate through your Mi Band 4. Okay? And that goes over how you would set it up and sync it to your device. Okay? So that pretty much does it for this unboxing and first impressions of the, I want to say Huawei, but it's Xiaomi Mi Band 4. Y'all could tell I've been dealing with a lot of Huawei products lately. But this is the unboxing and first impressions of the Xiaomi Mi Band 4. Now, my full review for this bad boy should be out in about a month from the posting of this video. I really like to take my time and evaluate these smart accessories, especially smartwatches and bands in general, because these are nice little companion accessories to where you don't have to use your phone as much. So if you just want to check the time, you want to see your notifications, you could do all of that from here. and you don't have to pick up your phone as much, which is always nice. But at the same time, if you want to do a little bit more heavy lifting, you can always have access to your phone when you need to. So really, really nice. And that's one of the reasons why I like these additional accessories, smart bands, smart watches, and what have you, along with the other additional features that they offer. So the heart rate tracking, the step tracking, and the sleep monitoring. That's some of the key things that as to why I like picking these up. So we're definitely going to put this through its paces, and I'm going to let y'all know all of the relevant information in my full review. Anyways, that pretty much does it for this one. I do apologize if this was a little long, but y'all know I like to go in depth in my videos. All right. So this whole video here today was recorded using the primary 12 megapixel camera on the Samsung Galaxy S7 Active. This was recorded in 720p resolution at 30 frames per second with no external microphone hooked up. So please let me know what you think of the overall video quality as well as what you think of the overall audio quality down below in the comments. As always, all feedback is appreciated. And as always, if you guys and gals enjoyed this video and or you find it helpful in any shape, form, or fashion, please help your boy out by giving the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. If you would like to see more content like this, also feel free to hit the subscribe button down below and click off the notification bell icon right next to it so you guys and gals get notified when I publish new videos. And as always, if your interest is piqued, all the links to where y'all can pick up this bad boy at some really great prices will be available down below in the video description. So the video description will truly be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. All right. I hope everyone has a great day. Y'all stay safe out there, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Have a good one, everybody. We're out of here. Peace.